Great search brought to you by DigiKey and Adafruit. Thank you, DigiKey. Every single week, later, use the power of engineering to help you guys find all things you want on digikey.com. What is a great search of the week this week?
Okay, so this week, hold on. Show layers. Wait, cancel. Sorry. So let's go to my computer. Oh, can we go to the computer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this week, I'm working on a bunch of boards, and a lot of them have modes or configuration bits that you want to set. Like this CH9328 is a UART to USB HID chip, and it has 4 I/O pins that you can select different modes. So like one mode is when it gets ASCII characters, the ASCII characters are typed by the keyboard, and there's another mode where you send hex characters instead. And normally what I would do is have little jumpers or something, and you would cut or solder the jumpers, or you could use through-hole jumpers. So another thing is max 98. So on like this audio amplifier board, I use, it's hard to see here. I use, you can select a gain. I use a 2x4 male header connector, and then a little jumper, a little, little handle jumper, and you plug it into what gain you want, 9, 12, 15, 18. The problem is a lot of people lose the jumper. I mean, this is very inexpensive, and it can pass high current. But if you're not passing high current, like if you're using it for selection, not for like power manipulation, you only have to pass like a milliamp or 10. People lose this like gets bent. People, accidentally maybe put 2, or I don't know, it's confusing. And of course it's kind of tall. If you want something slimmer, a dip switch is the way to go. And we use dip switch on, I think, audio amp. Let me see which one it was. It was like the TPA. Oops, it was a TPS. One second. Sorry, I can't type. Here you go. So on the TPA 211, to set the gain, this is like a later design. I was like, oh, I'm going to use a dip switch. And so you can set the 2 bits of the gain by flipping the switch. And what's nice is you don't lose the little handle. It's a lot slimmer. So you can see it doesn't rise up more than like a couple millimeters. Of course you can set both at the same time. That's the only thing, is make sure that your design doesn't break if people flip 2 switches at once. So I prefer these now. I mean, this is a newer design. But for this board, the issue is I wanted to keep it nice and compact. And so I was looking at a temperature sensor from Core Electronics, and I saw like, oh, they have a really compact dip switch to select the address. And I was like, ooh, I didn't know these existed. I thought that dip switches only came in this, 0.1 inch, 2.54 millimeter pitch. So I went on a search at DigiKey, because they have everything. So I was like, I bet they have these fine pitch dip switches. So first you look for dip switch, and you see you have dip switches. Although this is like a dip switch, not dip switches. Usually you want more than one. And as usual, let's only look for active. I only want stuff to be in stock, and I only want surface mount. Through hole is, very popular, but this is like a through hole style. But I want a surface mount because I want to pick and place it, and I want it to be in stock also. So really narrow it down. Next, the number of positions I want specifically in this case is 4, because there were 4 GPIOs on this CH9328 to select. So let's do 4 position. And then, again, the pitch is, the current doesn't matter, because like I said, this is a 3-volt chip, so I don't need a voltage rating that's high. I don't need a current rating that's high. But I do want a pitch, so I want half pitch. So I'm going to select 1.27, although it looks like they even get thinner. But I think more than half is going to be tough for people to switch mechanically. Okay, so now we're down to 38 options, which is great. So let's look at some of these options. These look really good. You know, some of them have the pads underneath. You know, you're even smaller. These are cute. There's the piano style, which is, you know, adorable, like a little piano switch, but that's going to be, I think, more than, I mean, I think I'm going to go with this style. And I kind of like the J leg a little bit more than the underneath. I feel like it would be more, I mean, it's probably not technically more mechanically stable, but it feels like it would be. So let's get rid of the piano style. So let's do slide. And I think like that's, you know, 30 entries. Okay, that's a pretty good amount. So then, you know, I'm going to want, oh, they moved this down. So, you know, I'm probably going to want like about 500 at a time. Oh, another thing is I want it to be in tape and reel or cut tape. I don't want tube or bulk because I want to be able to pick and place it on the pick and place machine. So I'm going to get rid of the tube packaging because a lot of times they're available in both. And we do have what's called a tube jiggler on the pick and place, but it's like kind of flaky, and like tape is much, much better. So let's only search for tape. And then let's just look at the least expensive. So it looks like a couple options here. This one, one from CUI. You know, this one looks like a little bit nicer, but it's a little bit more expensive. Like this one, I like how it has that little under dip. So it kind of depends. If you're willing to spend a little bit more money, you can go for the CUI ones. They're like very reliable and known. And like I said, I like the J leg. I don't like this style. But if you're just going for like pure cost, this one's going to be the least expensive at like 70 cents per quantity. It looks like it's a little bit recessed. So like, you know, people will need to use like the point of a pen to get to it. But you know, I've used the CTS series ones and they're very reliable. So this is the 2184 LP, so low profile. It's sealed with top tape, which is good, and then in real packaging. So this is my pick. You know, they've got a lot in stock too, so that's a good sign. For connections, slide style, half pitch, fairly inexpensive and available on tape and reel. So this is my choice for the great search. Very useful. You'll see this in a couple products.
That's your search.